In the context of microlearning, I've been researching the work in terms of experience sharing. I've been scratching my head because experience sharing is a very difficult concept to capture and to make happen. And my research led me to this conclusion that many of the tacit knowledge, which is the informal knowledge that people have at work, are very hard to articulate, very hard to express. Meaning to say, you have people who are good at doing their jobs, but they cannot explain why they're doing it well. Have you seen that? Maybe most of the people around the work have that issue. They cannot explain how they're doing it, but they're doing it well. And that's where the problem is, in my opinion, in terms of experience sharing. So, what do you do around that area? Once we recognize that there's a need for an articulation, we find different ways for them to be able to articulate it. So, one is that I always ask them the questions in terms of what's the practical approach that you use. I premise it, right? What's the practical approach? Because I don't want them to think that I'm asking them a theoretical approach. What's a practical answer of your doing it? And if you were to do this situation and you have a solution, how did you arrive at that solution, right? What did you approach it with? And then finally, you would simply say, why would you say that it came about the right results, give you the right results? So what I'm doing is to allow them with some series of questions to help them be able to articulate it. And there are other tools to doing that. You ask people to draw it, other people to use a chalk and explain it, other people is to relate a story between two people and how they have accomplished it. They will express it from the practical point of view because that's the best way they can articulate and share the experience. They cannot share it by formally making a presentation on it. So let's put our ears on the ground and optimize experience sharing, but understand it is a very difficult thing to share. And by recognizing that, then we're on our first steps.